All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we are going to talk about a story going on around where Terrence Bud Crawford wants to fight Jaron Ennis next and is willing to fight him. Let's go. Now, Jaron Ennis's promoter, who is a former manager of Terrence Crawford, gives his input on why Terrence Crawford will lose to Jaron Ennis. But at the same time, we're going to cover this pattern of Terrence Crawford, announcements of Terrence Crawford wanting to fight Jaron Ennis that are very timely and very strategic. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 147-pound division where there's a pipe dream being sold out here in these streets, which is that Terrence Crawford now says that I want to fight Jaron Ennis. This coming, not, I don't know, 5-6 hours before Terrence Crawford's team says, we don't even want to fight Errol Spence Jr. We're only going to fight Errol Spence Jr. at 147. We will not fight him at 154 because we are looking for the Canelo fight at 168. Also, Cameron Duncan tells people exactly what he believes, and he's a former manager of Terrence Crawford and a current promoter of Jaron Ennis, what he thinks of the fight. It's going to be a little bit of a difficult video to do because I have to combine these two threads. Before I get into that, though, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you so much. So let's get this out first things first. No way in the world do I believe that Terrence Crawford wants to fight Jaron Ennis all of the sudden next. I don't care what somebody from his team says, I don't believe it. And let me tell you why I do not believe it. Because it does not make sense, and they are saying things that are directly contradictory to that. If Terrence Crawford is saying that he wants big money fights and he wants legacy fights, he's calling out Canelo. He wants Canelo Alvarez next. Why would he go at the same time and be saying, no, I want Jaron Ennis? As much as I say I want to see Jaron Ennis and Terrence Crawford, I know that from Terrence Crawford's point of view, that is a terrible fight for Terrence Crawford. Because number one, he very well may lose. You all can say what you want to say about what Jaron Ennis has done and what he's not done in his career, and the box rec what the box rec warriors have to say about who's this guy, who's that guy, who's that guy. The common denominator, all those guys that he fought, is that Jaron Ennis beat him every single solitary round of every single solitary. He won every single solitary round of every single solitary fight that he's ever had, and he's got 31 fights, and he's knocked out 28 guys or 29 guys. 31, and I think he's 31-0 with 29 knockouts. At 147 pounds, he's 5'11". He is a big guy. He is not old. He's 26 years old, which means he's absolutely positively in his peak of his prime. Nothing like the guys that Terrence Crawford is fighting, who are all over 30 years old, who definitely have ring experience, but do not have that youthful vigor that you're going to get in a young, contender is an understatement for Jaron Ennis. So that is a very, very risky fight for Terrence Crawford to jump in there probably after his 36th birthday, in there with him and not be Floyd Mayweather Jr. didn't have a problem doing it with Canelo. That's because he was doing 2.3 million pay-per-views with Canelo. For 2.3 million pay-per-views, for 2.3 million pay-per-views at $90 a pop, it's really, really worth it. But not on a pay-per-view show that may do 400,000 between the two of them, which would give them good money, but you could also take a big old L in that fight. I don't buy it. And plus the timing of these things. Now, that's why I say Cameron Duncan. Cameron Duncan, now he is definitely somebody who's got an interest in it, an interest in saying so. And by saying, no, Jaron Ennis beats him. Jaron will beat Terence Crawford. I manage Terence Crawford. The problem with Terence Crawford and Jaron is Jaron's too big. Now, people say, well, everybody's bigger than Terence Crawford. Well, at a certain point in time, number one, the reasons that the people that are bigger than Terence Crawford don't beat Terence Crawford is because they're not more as skilled than Terence Crawford or more athletic than Terence Crawford. So when you are somebody that is bigger, is not as athletic, that is good because you can be fast, you can do things with him, and the bigger man has to catch up. That's not the case with Jaron Ennis. Also, a bigger man that is that skilled, because you better believe Jaron Ennis is ultra skilled and has not even hit his prime yet. You better hope that he doesn't hit his prime in the ring with you, a la Cassius Clay and Sonny Liston. Because Ali had gotten dropped by by other people. Man, I always forget the guy's name. The British heavyweight champion, Henry Cooper, dropped him. Right? No, well, if that was today, Ali would have had no chance with Sonny Liston, just like then. Why? Because he got dropped. Because he had a harder time. Because he had a hard fight with Doug Jones. Right? That would all come to play if that fight was happening now, and nobody would give Ali a chance, or Cassius Clay at the time, a chance to beat Sonny Liston. But guess what? He jumped into his prime right at the same time he was jumping into Sonny Liston's chest. So nah, dude, that is a very, very dangerous calculation because there's too many intangibles with Jaron Ennis. You don't really know how good he is. And when you really don't know how good he is, that makes him dangerous because it makes him hard to prepare for. Now, you can underestimate somebody because you don't know how good he is and you think that he's not ready, but be wrong. Versus somebody you know exactly how good they are, exactly what they're doing, exactly how they handle it, they fight at this stage. But anyway, all of these conversations about Jaron and Terence conveniently come around at a time when people are trying to defend Terence Crawford from the notion that he will not fight somebody, or he is asking for something that Errol Spence specifically didn't want to give. And you can time it. It is just regularly all of a sudden, no, Errol, even though Terence Crawford out of his mouth says, I'm not interested in Errol Spence. I'm not interested in Jaron Ennis. Suddenly there was behind the scenes negotiations going on all the time on two different occasions. Now this is the third occasion where, to deflect the pressure that Terence Crawford is under to fight Jaron Ennis, he says, well, I want to do it. And then they're going to, guess what? Promise you. There's going to be a call made to Bozy. Bozy said, yeah, we'd love to do it. Let's get it on. And then they're going to want to do, something's going to go wrong. And they'll say, hey, we offered it. Similar to what Eddie Hearn does with, did with Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder. I'm telling you right now, just flat out, I do not believe it. Do not believe it at all that Terence Crawford has a serious interest in fighting Jaron Ennis. And it has a lot to do with what Cameron Duncan has to say and the business interests that are at hand. Now, he might wind up having to do so because Terence Crawford at a point is going to outsmart himself. Just going to outsmart himself. And that's a topic for another video, a different video. Man, sometimes you're cute, you can get too cute. Sometimes you think you smart, you can get too smart and have people start treating you like you're smart and thinking about what you're doing. and judging you based on what you did in the past and not giving you any room to do it again. And I think that more than likely is going to happen from a negotiation standpoint. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.